Hello, gorgeous soul, and welcome to this epic podcast. This is a place where you are encouraged and you have absolute freaking permission to unapologetically go after all of your dreams, all of your visions, all of your things on your vision board, like everything that your heart desires. I'm your host, Angharad, the High Vibe Babe, and I believe that we're all in this life to expand and experience our wildest dreams. If one of us can have it, then we all can. So that is the aim of this podcast. Each week I'll either be going solo or have guests with the aim to inspire, uplift you and give you the tools for you to live your most epic AF life and business possible. You can find me on Instagram with the handle @HighVibeBabe. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello beautiful babes, Angharad here, High Vibe Babe. I am a mama of two and a wife, but I have my teeny wedding anniversary. I got married when I was in my teen. I was 19 when I got married. And I really went on a journey of not being happy about my life. And I know a lot of us have felt like this, right? Like we have felt like we aren't in control of our life, that everything around us is dictating where we can go, what we can have, who we can be, and how much we can let out of ourselves, how successful we can be. So many things happen in our life that us as women, we don't get to own our power. We just end up on this road where, and for me it looked like depression and anxiety, postpartum depression with my young kids, with my babies, also kind of lifelong depression from the trauma of losing my father when I was so young. I really ended up in a place where I wasn't happy. I was not the High Vibe Babe that I now am. My branding is literally High Vibe Babe because I really am now, but I had to decondition and heal a lot of trauma, a lot of wounds, a lot of parts of me that made my not self-theme within human design. I'm a manifestor, so my not self-theme is anger. I had a lot of areas in my life where I would get a lot of anger in my life, my not self-theme, because I was out of alignment with who I truly was, but who my soul was calling me to be, what my energetics were calling me to be, how I was meant to work and move in this world, and how I wasn't meant to take shit from anyone. We never are, right? And how I was born to lead. But I first had to learn to lead myself. And this is the biggest mark of bravery I ever did, ever in my life, was learning to lead myself. Because it takes so much fucking courage to step out of the box that we have been in our whole life and into the box that we know we're being called into being. Into the expansion box, into the into the self-employment box, into the boss ass bitch box, right? Into the woman who decides to lead herself no matter what goes on in her life, that she takes full radical self-ownership of her own circumstances, of her own emotions, of her own life and how it's panning out, of her finances, of her relationships, of her relationship with her body, of her relationship with how she communicates with everyone around her. And this is how we actually lead ourselves, is we have to take full responsibility for where we're at. Because while we are blaming the conditioning or our job or our boss or our partner or the fact that we've been married for so long and it's just like been so long and how we're gonna, all the things, right? Or the fact that we're a mum and we're too busy, or the fact that we only have this amount of money in our bank account, whatever it is, right? While we are seeing other things as the roadblock to the things that we desire inside, we actually don't have control over changing it. And that's the reason why I became the biggest people pleaser. The person who had all of these dreams and desires in her heart. All of them, like honestly, the biggest dreams and desires. But I couldn't action them. I sat on them for decades, for years, for months, and was never able to do anything about it because I wasn't brave enough to take responsibility for myself and my life. And my biggest journey, my biggest turning point, one of the big turning points in my life was pretty much to date 2 years ago. I jumped and invested in my first ever group coaching program. And it changed my whole fucking life. Because I'm like feeling nervous, right? I remember it. So when I chose to invest in this program, I didn't tell my husband that I'd paid for it. Because I knew with all of my heart that he would say no. And the reason why, taking full self-responsibility, was that I had been a flake in the past. I wasn't committed to myself. There was no way. There was no way that I would be able to see something out, because I had fallen off the bandwagon so many times of committing to myself in every single way of my life, because I'd always be pulled back to the dimension where I'm a people pleaser, where I need to go back and make other people comfortable. I need to not step out of the box and make everyone feel triggered. I need to avoid judgments. I need to avoid all these things, right? So this is the parallel and the dimension that I kept on getting pulled back into because of my conditioning. And now for myself as a multiple six-figure online coach, as someone who has built up multiple six-figure businesses now, actually physical businesses. Started my first business at 21, and this is our third, my husband and this is our third six-figure business. And now and now I'm a spiritual money leader, a human design mentor. I am an author. I have an amazing podcast. I do so many things within my life, and I truly am the high vibe babe. That is my branding, and I help women do so many things in their life. I couldn't possibly boil it down to one small thing, to just business or to just spiritual stuff, because I'm a very wildly spiritual person as well, or to just deconditioning or just self-love, because everything is connected to everything. You don't have to stay stuck in a place anymore, but to get unstuck from the place that we have been for so long, we have to look at everything. We have to take full responsibility for who we are and where we are and where we want to go. Because those dreams and desires in your heart, they aren't there just to taunt you. They are there for you to expand into, for you to have. Abraham Hicks talks about life being a workshop, right? Basically like a scrapbook of, oh, I like that car, oh, I like that relationship, oh, I like that cute little girl is wearing the little dungarees and her mum's wearing the same thing. Everything. I like that income, I like this hair, I like this lifestyle, I like, these clients, I like the way this business is run, I like all the different things. And you take a scrapbook and you make it, everything that you see in your life is available for you as well, and everything that you can comprehend and more. We have so much creative power over our life, and the fundamentals of that is for us to take radical self-responsibility and decide that you are worth it. You are worth it, babe. You are worth chasing your dreams. You are worth investing in. And I call investing time, money, and energy. If you do just one or two of them, that's great. But when you combine the three together, that's when you explode. And that's basically the journey that I've been on the last 2 years. I went from farming, working 50 to 100-hour weeks with kids, full postpartum depression, lifelong depression, a shitty relationship. Literally, I wrote a book about this. I was literally on the edge of suicide. I was about there. I sat there with the gun and everything, honestly, everything. To 3 years later, living a life that I never thought that I could actually have. I dreamt about it. You watch the fucking movies. And now it's my actual fucking life. I have an amazing relationship, a beautiful home, a banging business, making so much fucking more money than I can even know what to do with. A amazing relationship with my kids and my family, so much time freedom. I work with the most amazing clients. I have the best relationship with my body and my mental health and my emotions and my human design and my spiritual journey. Everything is the best it has ever been in my life, ever. And we have to come back to deciding that you are worth it. If I hadn't declared that I am getting out of the people-pleasing box and that I am worth chasing my dreams and my desires, that I am worth the hard times, I am worth taking the time out for myself. The saying, because I've got young kids, this all started when I had a 6-month-old. My kids are now 4 and 6. And there's someone once, I don't remember who it was, so I can't quote her, but she once said that it's not me first, it's me too. As a parent, for all of us who have kids here, we understand the dynamics and the battle of the internal mum guilt of wanting to take a bath while the kids are just going to run around naked eating ice blocks outside or whatever they're doing, right? Whatever they're fucking doing. We need to just take a bath and put on some music and have a wine and pretend that nothing is happening around us. It's you too. You have to decide that you are worth it. You have to decide that even when times are hard, even when shit hits the fan, even when, and especially when it comes to manifesting, right? Like, I will tell you my story about my house, manifesting this house. So when my husband saw this house on Trade Me, which is like the New Zealand version of something, I don't know, like it's an online place that you can sell lots of things and houses. There's a real estate part, a portion of it. And my husband saw this house and we were not planning on leaving the farm. We were planning on buying the farm, staying there forever. We had already bought cows and invested heavily into the farm, and we just, our time, money and energy, oh my God, all of the fucking things. And we were desperately unhappy, and he saw this house for sale, and we were like, I don't know why, but it was just calling us, you know, that like freak out moment of like, yeah, let's just fucking jump on a plane right now and see where it goes. Like literally that's what we did. And in that moment it would have been so freaking easy to be like, oh girl, it's never gonna happen, don't do it, it's never gonna happen. Just like before I invested in the group coaching program, don't do it, it's never gonna happen, you're just a dreamer. Those moments that seem like such a fluke, random thing to go and do will turn out to be the pivoting points of your whole entire fucking life when you follow them and follow your intuition. That makes zero fucking sense. So anyway, we drove for an hour to come see this house. No money in the bank, no idea. We were planning on living an hour away, living on a farm forever and ever and ever and ever. Walk into this house and I walked into the bathroom, and the night before I was staying at a hotel by myself. Me too, right? I was by myself, left my baby and my husband, my babies and my husband at home. And I was flicking through a house magazine and I saw black tapware and I was like, ooh, that looks good. It was amazing. Like, oh my, I just never seen black tapware before. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm digging this. This is the tits. I love it. And I saw this vision of this house swirling towards me, and I can't really describe it any other way other than it had black tapware. And I was like, I messaged my coach at the time and I was like, I don't know why. There is no rational sense as to why it's ever going to happen, but I feel like we're going to build a house, or we're going to move into a house that's really amazing. It's got black tapware. And it was like 1 a.m. And then when I get home the next day, my husband shows me his house and I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. So anyway, we drove up here, saw this house, walked into the bathroom, saw the black tapware, and I was like, I don't know why, I don't know how, but I know this house is ours. We were both standing here and just had no understanding. There was zero evidence as to why, who, what, when we were hiring, why or how this would ever happen, this house. It made zero sense for all the plans we'd ever made for our life. Except for the fact that we knew we were terribly unhappy with what we were doing. So we came home and then decided to fuck the farming, fuck the job, we're going to leave it, we're going to move to this house, we don't know what we're going to do. I had a business at this point, I just started it, had no paying clients, I just had a podcast, this is in March 2019. I hadn't even decided I was going to do coaching at that point. I had the farmhouse scullery goosebumps. I had the farmhouse scullery, I launched the food blog. That took me 10 years. It took me 10 fucking years to decide that I was worth it and to be brave enough to actually launch the food blog. 10 fucking years. So if you have ever felt paralyzed, like you can't go any further, that it's just too scary, that it's just not going to happen, that you've waited so fucking long that it could never happen now because I've like thought about it 300 million times, and what's the extra 300 million and 1th time is not going to be the time that it happens. It does. The desires in your heart are not going to go away. They're never going to go away, and they're always there ready for you to action. But anyway, so back to the story time. We decided that this was what we're going to do, and it was really scary. Really, really, really fucking scary. Really scary, because both of us have got no formal qualifications. My husband, like, we're very talented at what we do. I have been in office management since I was very young, never done qualifications. And my husband's a mechanic. He never finished his qualifications. Farming, we never did any qualifications. We've like studied here and there, but not got any certificates or degrees or diplomas or anything, like absolutely nothing. To this day, neither of us. So when we were leaving, we were like, we've been self-employed for 6 years or whatever, so young, but we were changing jobs. So no banks wanted to give us a mortgage. like no banks. It was intense. It was crazy. And yet every time we viewed this house, which we would drive past it all of the fucking time, like all of the time we would stalk the house, like I'm not even kidding. Anyway, we'd drive past it because my mum, we'd go and visit my family, we'd drive past it on the way back, we'd like drive past it again. Like it was just, we were just like wildly obsessed. Anyway, everything kept on saying no, 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 no. But what we did was we held on to that vision that this house is ours. We had no idea why. No idea why. And the road, you know when you like, okay, in New Zealand we have country roads, okay? Country roads. Anyway, so in New Zealand we have country roads. You like come to an intersection, right? And, you know, you're going straight ahead. You're going to go across the intersection, you go straight. And like if you followed bird's eye, you get to exactly where you want. Because it's like, you know, a kilometre north, let's go that way. This is your destination, right? But then you head up on, and this is where the intersection is, and you come back to the intersection. It doesn't just go like this, it starts heading like to the left, and then like to the right, and then like around a big sweeping corner, and you go right the wrong way, and you're like, I'm never going to get to my fucking destination, I'm going everywhere but the place I need to go, right? And you go completely in the wrong direction. But what you do when you're doing that is just trust you're on a country road. Okay, trust there's some winds, there's some speed bumps, there's some like, you know, you literally go down a big U-bend around the completely wrong way. But hold on to your manifestation. Hold on to your vision for yourself. Hold on to your dreams and your desires for your life. And what happens is when we do that, our energy goes there. And then you just let go of the how, let go of exactly how it's going down and all the different things. We ended up moving into the house. We ended up getting in the fucking house, okay? And it did not look like anything we thought it would. Like it's the most craziest, like weirdest situation ever. But we got in because we held on to the vision. And life is going to be like this too for you with everything. And I know you've experienced this because I have so many times. And this is one of the reasons why we held ourselves back from actually making the decision and going and doing the thing, because we remember all of the times where we jumped off halfway through because we just thought it was going to be, we thought it was fucked. And then we regretted that for the rest of our life. When you look at those moments in your life, like feel into your energy, feel into your emotions right now and know where those trigger points are. You know, as I start talking about this, you're thinking of that thing. I know you're thinking of that thing that you're like, I just wish I'd done this. I just wish I'd done that. I really want to start the business. I really want to start the food blog. I want to, I don't know, I want to be a freaking personal trainer or what's that thing called? A social media influencer. You know, I want to do something like that, but, right? And the buts are stopping you. But just hold on, babe. I promise you, your desires are not there just to taunt you. They're there for you to have fun. It's there for you to have pleasure and joy and fun in life. You have so much creative power over your life. So much. And the only way you'll ever begin to feel it and know it is by you taking that step of personal and radical self-responsibility. And the second step is deciding that you deserve it, that you're worth it, that you're worth taking control, that you're worth having your desires, that you're worth investing into, that you're worth taking the time for yourself, the money and the energy, all of the things, right, for yourself. Because when I always use this analogy, I write it in my book. My book's called Desperate Determined, by the way. I wrote it last year and it hit #1 Amazon best-selling author in the first day. It was like the first 4 hours I launched it. It was crazy. It's amazing. And one of the things that I write in there is that when you're sitting on your rocking chair and you're 90 and you have all your grandkids around you and you know, all your friends and family all around you, and you have regrets that you didn't do what you wanted to do with your life. You have unfinished business. You have a business that you never launched, a relationship that you never left, a relationship that you never pursued, a job you should have left, investing in yourself, and those things in your heart that you're thinking about now as we've been talking, those things that I have mentioned, as I've been talking and you've thought of those things, those thoughts, and you felt those things in your gut, in your head, you've thought and felt these things, those things, no one else is going to regret for you. But so often, it's other people's opinions that stop us from doing the things we want, right? It's the fear of what they're going to say, of what they're going to think, of how we're going to get treated differently, of how we're going to trigger them, how we are going to be just too rich for our family and they're not going to get it, how people aren't going to believe you, how they're going to just be so upset that you get to hire the cleaner and get to travel first class, that you get to buy homes, that you get to invest in things, that you get to spend 100% of your time with your kids and your family. What they're going to say when you start talking about spiritual stuff online. You're going to be the devil. Who the fuck do you think you are to be talking about this stuff? You're not qualified. How are you going to manage? How would I ever manage everything that I desire with being a mum? How could I ever change my relationship? It's just there's two of us. There's no way it can happen. If you're sitting in a relationship right now that has been difficult, I recommend you to go and watch my Instagram stories, which I literally did this in a matter of 15 minutes, this whole transformation. I was in my bathrobe before that, but I spoke a bit about masculine and feminine energy on my stories today, and a very screenshot version of the transformation I've been through over the last couple of years. But anyway, all of these thoughts and feelings and emotions that we have, 9 times out of 10, the fears and the reasons why we've decided we're not worthy of it is because of all of the power we've given to other people and their opinions and what they're going to say and what they're going to think and how they're going to treat us and our family and our kids. But when you're sitting on your rocking chair with your friends and family around you when you're 90 and you didn't launch the business, you didn't do the traveling, you didn't pull your kids out of school and do homeschooling, you didn't dye your hair fucking blue, I don't know, whatever it is, all the things, you didn't get the boob job, you didn't do whatever it is, you didn't come out of the spiritual closet, you didn't get the veneers, you didn't whatever it fucking is in your life, no one else is going to carry that burden for you except you. No one will even know. No one will even know except you. So when you give all of your power away to other people and their opinions, to what they're going to say, what they're going to think, what they're going to do, all the things, firstly, they have no idea. You have given, they are not going to hold that regret for you. It's only you. So you have to stand the fuck up and decide that you are worthy and decide that you are not going to live with the pain of regret, that you would rather live with the pain of failing time and time and time again until you succeed. Last year, when I was waiting for a business to take off, and it feels like it was such a long time I was waiting for it, which it's not. In hindsight, I promise you, it's always not. But still, one of the things that I asked for so much guidance when I was having such a hard time internally with myself, I was like, why is this not happening yet? Why? How can I succeed? How can I succeed? How can I succeed? Over and over and over again. One day, my guides told me very clearly this, which I say all of the fucking time now. The keys to success. These are your only keys to success. The major pillars. Don't stop going and don't stop growing. If you stop going, you're not going to have the successful business. You're not going to have the multiple 6-figure, 7-figure business, whatever. You're not going to have it. If you stop 6 months in, 2 years in, 10 years in, and you never got to that, you're never going to have it because you stopped. And if you don't stop growing, you're not going to be the person to handle it. The reason why we don't have the 6-figure business or 7-figure business already is because we don't have the framework, the emotional intelligence, the capacity, all the beliefs, all of the things. We don't have all the things that we need to actually handle that. So on your journey of success, which is just made up of a billion failures, which you turn into a lesson. And this is the reason why I'm saying you decide to pick that the pain of failing over and over and over again is much, much more where you want to head than the pain of regret for the rest of your life. Because as you fail, you learn and you have lessons and it builds on your success. This is how you grow. Again and again and again. People say you fall forward. I don't give a shit what you say. It feels like shit. It feels like you're falling on your ass and you're stuck in mud and it's pissing with rain and people want you to do a whole lot of things. I get you, boo. It does not feel like you're falling forward. It really doesn't. I'm not going to lie. But you get addicted to growth. As humans, we love to grow. We love it. It's just really painful. So becoming comfortable with that discomfort, understanding that it is growing pains. You know, like I remember as a kid feeling growing pains in my bones. I remember that. It's uncomfortable, but after a while, you get used to it. You know that the pain, just like when you feel a trigger, you know that after that, when you look internally and search for the answers and decide to push through it, you know afterwards that you grow. Afterwards that you learn things about yourself, right? It's the same thing with growing pains. But not only all of that, okay? Not only is other people not going to have that responsibility, they're not going to feel the regret for you, okay? So don't give away that power. Just don't give away your power to other people's opinions. Don't give it, okay? But secondly, have you ever thought about the fact that in your own head, you are saying, oh, Karen, the sister-in-law, is going to think I'm the devil when I start posting about my crystals? Have you ever thought about the fact that she hasn't actually said that to you yet? That she may never say it to you? Although in your own head you think that she is, she hasn't. It's not actually factual. Now, you don't get in your hypothetical car and go and do hypothetical errands and hypothetically buy your groceries and bring it back to your house and hypothetically eat this food. You don't hypothetically go and do shit. All of your errands and buy clothes and buy shoes and buy your food and then feel so good about it. Like, oh, it was so good. I got my errands done. I got my shopping done. It was just like the tits. It was like such a productive day. But in your head, the story and the scene and the words of other people's opinions as to what they're going to say is so fucking real to you. But it's just hypothetical. Do you see the difference? So then have you ever thought about the fact that maybe you're just projecting your own shit onto someone else in your own head for them to repeat it back to you in your own head? Because it's actually your own fears and insecurities in your own head. That bitch never said shit to you. It's just your own fears. And yes, there also is the calculated algorithm of like, I know I've heard them talk about this with someone else before and all the things, but it's not actually happened. It's not actually happened. This is how you take control of your life and your destiny. Is you look at what is going on inside your own fucking brain. What are the patterns? At what point do you fall off? At what point do you get stuck? At what point do you tell yourself you're a piece of shit and you couldn't possibly go any further? At what point do you give up on your dreams and your desires? And I know this oh too well because I did it my whole fucking life. But I'm telling you here, on the other side of being in mastery of my mindset and being in mastery of being a full-time dreamer, a full-time manifester, materializing everything into my reality that I desire. That these are the basics. These are the pillars of you having everything that you desire. Is for you to be brave. Is for you to decide that you're worth it. It's for you to believe in your dreams. It's for you to master your mindset, to learn about emotional intelligence, to balance your masculine and feminine energy, to embrace your feminine essence, and to create structures that really, really work for you in your human design, whether it's your business or your life, and to be able to communicate that with people around you lovingly. And this is the reason why I created High Vibe CEO Biz School. It's my group coaching program, which encompasses everything that I've been through in the last few years to create an absolute banging business that makes so much fucking money, that is just my soul desires incarnated into a business form, honestly, that works with my human design and our cycles and emotional intelligence and selling with energetics online, all the things. And you could be on this journey with me of either starting your own soul business and launching it, or completely rebranding and rehashing your business to make it fully align with you, to make it so much more powerful, to make it so much more fulfilling, for you to have so much impact on this planet that you know you have to make, for you to share all of your wisdom and all of your love and learn how to charge what you're fucking worth and how to stand with that and how to sell aligned without having to push it uphill anymore. It doesn't have to be yucky. It really doesn't have to be yucky. We are beginning that on the 11th of the 11th. Oh my gosh. High Vibes Super School begins on the 11th of next month. If you want some more information, you can follow me over on Instagram. Honestly, I love Instagram. Instagram is the tits. It's my favorite thing ever. I have, the Instagram story highlights. I have biz school ones. I probably have like 4 or 5 at this point because it's my signature group coaching program. It's amazing. It's the tits. And I would love to connect with you over on Instagram. I always do stories. It's amazing. I am the High Vibe Babe. And I love to do what I do. Oh my gosh, I'm just like that person, the crazy overachiever who sets the batshit crazy goals and the zero evidence goals and gets them. For instance, I wrote on my digital vision board at the end of 2019, thank you for I always struggle to say this, it's 6 threes, 333k a year, essentially. And at the time I was making like, I don't know, $1,000 a month. And we hit that, what month was that? August, I think. And then we hit over 400k last month. I don't know. Like, it's just crazy and frantic and amazing and phenomenal when you decide you're worth it, when you open yourself up for more, when you decide you're worth more, and when you decide to truly be brave. I send you all the love, and I cannot wait to see your journey. I can't wait to connect on Instagram and continue to talk. I love you. Bye. If you have enjoyed this episode, I would adore if you would screenshot it, chuck it up on your stories with your favorite takeaway moment, and tag me at High Vibe Babe on Instagram so that more people can see this and get this content and get this message out there to really shape and change and impact other people's lives. Do you desire to be around more high vibe women who really get you, who encourage you, who support you no matter what? Yeah, well, guess what? I have a place that you belong. It is called High Vibe Babes Community. It is a free Facebook group and I would love to have you in there. There are so many free trainings and epicness in this group, so please get your booty in there. It would mean the world if you would subscribe to this podcast, do the reviews, the rating, the stars, all of the things. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to chat with you on the next episode. I'm sending you all of the vibes and all of the love. Over and out from Angharad, the High Vibe Babe.